call the March 23rd Bristol School Board meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And here come down. Roll call.
Mr. Cullen?
Here.
Ms. Curran?
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Here.
Mr. Poliafico?
Here.
Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Stiltner?
Here.
Ms. Paglione?
Here.
And Mr. Chicoletti?
Here. Full house. Yes. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, we got to let our solicitor announce.
Okay.
Mr. President, sorry to barge in. The board met in executive session tonight at 6:30, personnel collective bargaining and informational presentation by the administration regarding the agenda. It ended at 7:05.
Thank you, Mr. Hauser. Okay, so any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Reports. Superintendent, Dr. Davis.
Yes. Met with special education staff and Dr. Smith to review, discuss plans for our 18 to 21-year-old transition plans. More information will be forthcoming. The administrative team met with our police chief, Moores, to review, discuss our safety and security protocols within each building and district-wide. Building level administrators continue to meet with staff regarding the upcoming Keystones and PSA assessment testing. More information will be shared with by each principal in the near future. That's my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Ms. Rosado, elementary principal.
Thank you. I'd like to start off by congratulating our sixth grade student, Dylan Steshka, this coming Wednesday at the Bucks County IU Art Show. Dylan is going to be honored as one of his art pieces was chosen for the show, so congratulations to Dylan. Last week, we enjoyed a visit from the Barnhill Preserve. So students in kindergarten through third grade attended an assembly and were introduced to some animals. They talked about the habitats, lifespan, what they ate. They had the opportunity, if they chose, to take pictures with some of the animals as well. And you can see by the pictures, the students really, really enjoyed it. And their live pictures with the animals, including the tortoise, where they were actually able to put their hands on his shell, like they really came out excellent. So it was a really nice time, very engaging for the kids. Oh yeah, I got to hold the tortoise too.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
It was, yeah, pretty big.
Did that scare look?
Yeah, a little bit, because I didn't want to drop him because he started to move. And I apologize, my next bullet I put May instead of March. So this past Monday, the teachers engaged in a variety of professional development and trainings, one of which was on PSSA, Dr. Davis just mentioned. And the more we meet, and really the knowledge and skills that our teachers possess is truly remarkable. And all of that skill is then turned around and used in the classroom. And so we're so fortunate to have the teachers and staff that we do to be able to do the work that they do with our students and be so effective. So I appreciate their efforts daily, but we get to see it like on days where we do engage in professional development. For federal programs report, our planning process, which is a collaborative process with the school leadership team, will begin over the next few months to determine our needs for the 2023-24 school year and how to best use federal allocations for that school year. Included in this process will be a survey to parents as well. Our students in grades 3 to 6 will begin PSSA testing. The dates are as follows. ELA will take place April 25th through 27th. The math assessment will take place May 1st and 2nd, and the science assessment for grade 4 only will take place May 3rd and 4th. Ms. Som, who's part of our Title I team, will attend our federal programs annual conference. It's at Kalahari Resort this year, April 16th to 19th. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Rosado. Are we having that picnic again this year?
Which picnic?
picnic that was in the back behind here?
I haven't heard anything about that. That was run by the borough.
So,
The police
yeah,
department ran
Right.
that.
I'll speak to it. So I already
Yeah, Brian
received
Johnson did.
I already see the building and usage application. I think it's the first week of August. They're gonna have is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
With
I
the
think the
kid-
council and the police had
Correct.
that.
National Night Out.
No, but at the end of the year, they did one.
No, there was one.
There's, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the one Brian did.
The one,
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
here, are we having one here?
Yeah, again, that wasn't, we didn't run that.
Oh,
That wasn't run
council.
by us.
Council.
council ran that?
Yeah,
but they
Brian Johnson ran it, then the police, they had
They're-
one, and then the police had one after that.
Okay, are
Speak
we
to it.
having one this year?
So I can tell you the police is having one the first week of August to raise awareness for the
Set
police.
there, Brian
They're having all
Johnson.
the things they had last
Okay.
year. So,
Right
yeah.
over there, you go, next room,
Is he?
over to Jim.
Oh, is it?
All right,
Direct.
thank you, Mrs. Rosato.
I can check on that for you.
Mr., yeah, thanks. Mr. Nastasi is excused, he's home recuperating. Reports, comprehensive plan, special education plan, ESSERS, Title I, Title II, Title IV. So that was mentioned. Okay, public participation. Anyone from the public?
Hi, my name is Dory Morgan. I'm here on behalf of Bristol Borough Thrive. We wanted to announce a few things we have coming up, and I have left some flyers at each of your spaces tonight. Our next event we have planned is Challengers Basketball Clinic, which will be taking place in April on Saturday mornings. This is a program that is designed to give skills, knowledge, gameplay experience to our exceptional learners who need a little extra support to get out there and try this. So we are very grateful to have the support from the school to get access to that space. We would love to see you come by and connect. I know Wynn is always curious if his buddy Mr. D'Angelo is going to come by. But those connections are great for the kids, and so we want to thank everyone for your support. Following that, it's still, we don't have our formal announcement, but in May, we will be hosting kickball for the same group. Location to be determined, but we're hopefully going to be able to announce that in the next week or two formally. And then the last thing I wanted to mention tonight is you have a flyer for the Sesame Classic. Thrive has put together a team. So if you register before May 15th guarantees you get all the swag from Sesame Classic. But when we get over 20 team members coming in, we'll get $5 per registered member so that we can support the learning support classrooms, specialized learning support, needs for the students, their field trips, also support the Warriors Cafe. If you haven't heard of that before, it is a wonderful program where the students get the chance to run a cafe, the teachers can order, and they make their deliveries. So we want to support that and make sure the teachers have what they need for that to continue to be successful. Most of these have been announced already on Borough Communication Facebook pages, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Dr. Ann. We would love to have your continued support, and hopefully we'll see some of your faces at all of our events.
Is the $5 going to you or the organization, or the $5?
It will, if we hit that 20 people, we'll get $5 to our organization that then we can use to support those learning needs.
Is it 20 individuals or 20 teams?
20 individuals on the team. So,
Oh, one team, okay.
yes, and then after that, it keeps growing, and it's just such a great, it's a fun event. If you have kids coming, they'll have a great time, but if you want to be a little more competitive, you can definitely do the 5K. Wynn will cheer for you at the finish line for that, but my house is sticking with that fun run because, yeah.
Challenger basketball, you have instructors, or you just have taking volunteers, or?
Dr. Ann and I run that together. I know everyone has, seen some of the things we've done in the past. We have people as part of our team with an extensive background in sports and recreation. coupled with our experience as parents who have had to push in so that our students can be successful. It's creating space for them to gain those skills, have more confidence when it's time for bigger activities, with the hope being that they all have the chance to rise up if that's what they want, but they can learn it in a low-pressure environment without everyone watching.
Jeff, I was already recruited, by the way. He was recruiting me last week.
My son's doing this too, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good
it's,
thing.
it's such a meaningful piece. You know, I know the kids get so excited to see your son, and they go running up to him, whether it's at a football game or somewhere else, and, you know, just the excitement, those connections, it enriches all of us, not just the kids that are participating, but our community. It makes our ties stronger to each other, and we're all better for it.
That's going to be here on the whole month of April, right? High school.
We're going to be at the high school.
High school,
Part
every
of,
Saturday in April.
we wanted to create an opportunity for kids that were middle school, high school to feel a little more welcomed in the space that they were instead of coming back to the elementary school. Oh,
May I ask a question?
yeah.
Mr. Nastasi, who's watching with us from home, asked if you would like him to put something out for our high school students and volunteering for community hours, if you would like some help.
I will follow up with him with exactly what we need.
Okay,
I
perfect.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Do we have the lower baskets at the high school?
Yeah, I think they have this, some portable ones, yeah, they do.
Because I know
right?
we have them here, so we'll make sure that they're there too.
We'll be set up for success, and the kids will walk away feeling great from all of this.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any at the
I
high
don't
school.
think they're there, are they?
Okay, so make sure they bring them. All right, we'll make sure that they're at the high school there.
Thank you. And we do have so far, we've had a very robust sign-up. So we're excited. We've got about another 24 hours for families to take advantage of this so we can plan accordingly and make sure everyone's supported appropriately.
How many do you have
I
right
was
now?
going to ask you the same thing.
I believe at last count, it was around 15. But I haven't been in the spreadsheet in the last couple days, so I need to confirm. But
Are they younger or older? Like you said, some are high school.
it's a mix.
Middle.
We've got some middle school, we've got some elementary school. But even for the elementary school kids to get to go up to the high school, it gets them acquainted with the space before they have to roll in seventh grade. So they get to be comfortable, they get to know where they're going, and have a little more confidence when we hit that point.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Anyone else from the public?
All right, ladies, smile.
Hello, School Board President Chicoletti, school board members, Dr. Davis, Mrs. Rosado, and the school district community. My name is Daniel DeLuca, and I am the Performing Arts Director at Bristol Junior Senior High School. I'm in attendance with my Assistant Director, Miss Maddie Devine, and some of our cast members here of our this year's production of Disney's The Little Mermaid. Our production, we're here today to invite you guys and the community to come out and support us. The performance dates are April 21st at 7 p.m., April 22nd at 6 p.m., and April 23rd at 2 p.m. Please come out and support the performing arts at Bristol Junior Senior High School. We would also like to thank the school board, administration, faculty, staff, students, the community, parents, and all of the local businesses who have made this production possible. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Introduce your students.
Sure. This is Sophia Fate. She is a senior, and she is the Little Mermaid. She is Ariel. This is Layla Stiltner. She is our, she has the Grimsby. And then we have one of our seagulls here with us. Molly. What's your Donahue. And Maddie Devine.
Thank you, Mr. DeLuca.
Thank
Thanks for your
you.
presentation.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Is that,
Good luck.
do we
Come
film
see us.
What's that?
Do we film that, or we can't?
No,
You
you can't.
can't, right? Because it's
You
a,
can't, well, you can, you'd have to pay royalty.
oh,
We
You have
do?
the right to do it, then we're filming it. Okay.
Gotta work on them.
so
We're
then,
filming and playing on
We,
the
we
thing,
could,
too.
right, but if we did, we can tape it and put it on the
Our
channel.
so we could do that then, with tape rules? Oh, okay, but what we're trying to figure out, maybe we could have that taped for a later date? Is that okay?
Put it on our channel.
Yeah, we put it on a channel, sure.
That would be nice.
How much did Mom pay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeLuca. Thank you, Mrs. DeLuca. Thank you, students.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good job.
appreciate it.
Okay, so anyone else from the public? I guess
Nobody
not.
left.
Okay,
I know, I didn't get a chance.
routine monthly business.
Okay. Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 23rd and March 2nd, 2023 meetings, and also to approve the list of bills for March 2023, and also to approve the treasury report for February 2023.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstention? Motion carries. Item number 7.
Okay, new business. I make a motion to approve to adopt Resolution 2223-2, Section 520.1 of the Pennsylvania School Code for temporary emergency provisions due to a declared emergency, and that resolution is attached.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Okay, so this is a, Chris, can you know? Dr. Davis?
For the, as a reading the tag, this is for the emergency when there's a pandemic or any type of emergency within the community, that our buildings be available to be used to assist the community, the police, and the emergency other services and personnel.
Okay, so there's a contract that we're signing, is that what it is?
No,
or
that's just a resolution.
It's just a resolution?
Yes.
Okay, make sure that Mr. Winslow gets a copy of that resolution, because that generator that we're going to be hooking up,
right, okay.
that, if this is a resolution that we're granting them the right to come in there, then that generator, you know, we may be able to get some funding for that. So make sure he gets a copy of that, Chris, okay? Thank you.
Excuse me, Dave.
Pull it.
There, on page 3, it does need your signature.
I just signed a bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I did. I thought I signed that. Okay, but that's, we'll keep that, bring that to Mr. Winslow's attention so he could push for some funding for that. Okay, so any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to adopt Resolution 22-23-3 for school board to call upon the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to enact fair funding for school districts.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions?
Just one note, okay, so, you know, I don't, if you're familiar, that there was a lawsuit to get fair funding, and the schools won. And then, so then it was gonna be appealed. They just announced from Harrisburg that they're not going to appeal it. So, I know there's we haven't really seen a lot of the details on our budget. We know the aggregate amount.
Right.
But one of the things that, Governor Shapiro had said is that he's gonna work, and they've all agreed to work on a bipartisan basis. And the sense is that they're not gonna just bring it right up this year, but over the next 2 or 3 years, that they're gonna work to get that money. So we should be seeing a good portion of that. So that's where they are.
And just to say something to attach to Mr. D'Angelo, so the governor's budget's calling for a $139,905 increase to basic ed, and $116,207 to special ed. That's what's being proposed. So the one concerning thing from a lot of school districts like us is that last budget, they had level up funding, which they gave additional funding to the 100 poorest schools, which we qualified. They're not doing that in this budget. They're just allocating money based off of the funding formula. which is a
Okay,
little.
so we're looking at 212.
Right, but they gave
But-
us level up money last year, they're not gonna give us, so.
Because they're
probably,
gonna be working on
Yeah,
this
and-
year now that, what they're claiming, like we're $3, $4, $5 million we may get if this formula goes through. And if they're not appealing it, that's another good sign.
And the good thing, the level up funding that we received last year is now built into our subsidy. So it's there permanently.
Okay, well, that's
So
good.
how much did we get last year?
Level up, we got about 600,000.
So that was, it got included in our budget for this year?
Correct.
So we gained 600?
Correct.
Right, okay, that's good. So with that 200, we gained a little over $750,000, and then they're working on this. Great. Okay, so, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to reject all bids received on the March 20th, 2023 for the Bristol Junior Senior High School air conditioning upgrades.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Paglione, any questions? Just you want to comment on that, Chris?
I'll make go to D, and I'll make the comment when we,
When you get to D?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
Okay, item D, I motion to approve to re-advertise for a bid event for the Bristol Borough Junior Senior High School air conditioning upgrades.
Okay, do I have a second? Mrs. Paglione? Now, questions?
so the district had received two bids on the project. The paperwork was not filed correctly. We received other offers, but again, the paperwork was not filed correctly. So our best alternative now is to rebid it. So the ad will appear in the paper on March 24th, March 28th, and April 4th, and the award will be on Tuesday, April 11th at 2 p.m., and then we will award it at our board meeting on April 13th.
Okay, so it's all set, right?
Correct.
Good, perfect. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Mr. President, I move to approve the calendar for the 2023-2024 school year, and that has been attached.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any other questions? You had any comments, Dr. Davis?
Now, I explained the last board meeting and everything. The board felt very comfortable with the schedule moving forward.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Davis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Personnel.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to advertise for the supplemental positions for the 2023-2024 school year, and that list is also attached.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione.
I have a question.
Question?
The open positions, are they being posted? I know we have a couple of open supplemental positions.
The positions will be posted upon approval after tonight. We're ready to go.
Okay. So
Okay.
they'll be posted like tomorrow or beginning of the month or?
Good.
Tomorrow or Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Be posted tonight, you want about the weekend. I'm just curious about the open positions.
But I just want to add to everyone that those positions are contractual, so we have a system that we must follow. We post inside, okay? And we look within our staff first. I just want to remind everyone, that's how we process. And then when the applications come in, I'll sit down with the administration at the high school, and we'll talk about those applications, rule it down, okay? Communicate with the athletic committee. I know Mr. D'Angelo is the chair of that committee, okay? And then we'll proceed from there. I just want to be clear, we look within our system first. And
They
then we
posted,
move on.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
Just
10
call-
days?
yes.
Posted
Yes.
for 10
No,
days?
no. Yeah, and it stays up until, we fulfill the positions. Yes,
I mean, but that person would have to be qualified to do the job too, right?
that's correct.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
I motion to approve to accept the resignation of Harley Blosser, bus driver, effective immediately.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Mr. Cullen. Okay. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
President, I motion approve to hire Sean Hall as a matron at the rate of $11.10 per hour with no benefits as per negotiated agreement.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
I motion to approve to hire Masava Litzauer as a bus driver at the rate of $21.52 per hour, with no benefits as per negotiated agreement.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Chris, did you have something you wanted?
I was just going to say, just a reminder, anybody that has a CDL and an S endorsement that would like to drive a bus, we will certainly accept your application. Just come to the Administration Building, 1776, and ask for me.
I have a question then. Do we need van drivers too? Is that also something we need?
I mean,
Because I know the CDL driver.
substitutes, yes, that's harder because there's no real guaranteed work, but, I mean, I'll certainly look at it, but, I mean, I could always use a substitute.
If we got a thing between a bus and a van, you don't need a bus CDL, right? Like, you get a 20-passenger thing.
The 27-passenger bus, you still need a CDL.
CDL.
All right, now,
Yeah.
so I'm saying like maybe the 10 to 15.
That's a van, you
It's a
wouldn't
van.
need it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't need it.
But would that work?
I
mean,
need
if you got
more of a
something
bus
like that-
driver
You
than
need
a,
more bus
than a
drivers,
van,
right.
but, I mean, I'll take any
Yeah, that's what
applications.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what it is.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item E.
Motion to approve to hire the following day-to-day substitutes at the rate of $115 per day, no benefits as per the master agreement. Gianna Lebo and Austin Petalillo.
Okay. Any questions? Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions?
Question, not a question, I'd just like to make a comment. I met with some of the board members here, and I'm going to spend some time with the administration, and we're going to come back with a recommendation of at least upping the substitute rate.
Okay.
I really couldn't hear you.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. We're going to looking at the substitute rate that we currently have, and base that on what other schools are increasing, and come to the board with a recommendation. for further
Something I've been
discussion.
after for quite a while. I mean, it seems that myself and Mary Jane, some others, we suggested bumping it up a couple of years ago, if I'm correct, Mayor? And do you think it's good?
We'll come back with a recommendation.
Be looking forward to your thoughts.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Information and discussion. The next public board meeting is Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Okay, let's go around the horn here. Mr. Smith?
I'd like to thank Kelly Rosato for her update. You're doing a great job over there. And I hope to see everyone on Saturday at the Lewis Dobson Pub Crawl. It's a great benefit, and our children in the school district benefit from it with scholarships. So I'll be there. That's all I have.
Ms. Curran?
So I want to thank Dory for bringing this run to our attention. I now have something to work towards. I also want to chime in on the pub crawl that there is over 100 baskets, and you do not need a ticket or drink to go to the AOH and purchase tickets for the baskets. All those proceeds will benefit the students in our school district, our graduating seniors, the technical school, and Comlegan. I do have a question for Kelly. How is our food pantry looking?
It's fine.
They're good?
We still have financial, like, donations that were given to us, and we are fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I've been seeing a few, Montgomery County's having some food insecurity issues that I've been seeing posted online, so I want to make sure that if it's something that we need to announce to our community, just in anticipation of that. And that is all I have. Oh,
Yes.
actually, wait, one more, sorry. Family Social Services asked if they can attend to speak in the general public at our next meeting on April the 13th about their programs.
Let them know contact Dr. Davis, put them on the agenda.
Will do. Thank you.
I saw a couple of those baskets going out of the house there. They were pretty nice.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
on,
hoping you wouldn't lock the car.
yeah, on average, they're usually about $100 each, retail.
And they're at the high bows if you wanted to look at them, or you have them posted,
No, you go there, you
go
buy
there,
tickets and you.
and they put it in the basket?
So the
Okay.
baskets will be there Saturday from 12 PM to 5 PM.
Okay,
And then after 5 PM, the winners will be drawn.
all right, good job. Mr. Collins?
And my wife's not allowed to go there because she won about 5 baskets last year.
Not good.
She won all these baskets. But, no, I just wanted to, actually, I missed a couple meetings. I was just, any progress on the playground, Mrs. Rosado, anything on that?
So I believe that that's in Mr. Gatto's hands as his role. So I don't have anything further to report on that.
We'll have to grab Mr. Gatto.
Well, the idea is his crew will put it together. Did we purchase any
We did
equipment?
not purchase anything at this point.
Okay. Well, the deal is that committee was supposed to look, and we were supposed to put money in a pot. And then whatever was purchased, schedule that to put up.
I think one of the challenges is too, is the equipment is a lot of money, so I do believe you need multiple bids, right? When it
If it's
comes to,
over 21, yeah.
well, the stuff is over 21. So I know Fred may have met with someone different maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. I've put in calls to companies and never even heard back from them. So, and there's a lot of lead time even after you order the stuff. So it's been a little slow, but we'll touch base again.
No, I remember them having the contest, they picked the playground
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, it would have been a phase type of thing anyway. But again, and just not violating any of like the rules, you need more than one bid. And the bid that we used, that company was high. Like that was close to 100,000 for some, of the ones that the kids wanted.
Right.
So,
Are we okay, we're safe out there, it's just messy kind of because of the ground out there? Like,
What do you
messing
mean?
with the surface, like the chips out there? No?
So that was one of the things that, if throughout this process to upgrade that to that rubber,
Matt?
the mat surface that we have outside of kindergarten,
Yeah.
which has kind of held up pretty well over the last 13 years that we've been here. I think it's a lot of activity, during the day and even outside of the school day, where, kids are in there. So we'd want to upgrade that.
Right.
We had talked about if the traffic pattern was effective, and the new one that we have for this school year, that gives us a little more space closer to the building to put additional, jungle gym, whatever, there. And I think people feel good about that because it's easier to get back to the building should you need to come in for any reason. That's been a little bit of the challenge, like not to go further away from the school, right? And have kids so far away from, so we'll touch base
Why don't-
again, but it hasn't been an easy process.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you form a committee so that this doesn't fall through the cracks? Because if we're going to do some work, we'll have to do it this summer, at least if we purchase some of the equipment. So why don't you chair a committee, pick a few people, and at least get the ball rolling on something, maybe purchase something this year that, we forgot all about it, really, and then it fell through the cracks, but let's not make it happen
Well,
again.
it maybe in your eyes it didn't in ours, it just has been hard to come by. It's, like everything else, it's difficult at this time, and, leeway and getting stuff, and it's a process, so.
Yeah, well, like you said, you guys sit down and figure out what you want, and then we can put the bids out and at least, secure the equipment.
We could definitely put that rubber stuff down. If you pick up a piece of equipment, we'll put it together, put it out there. I mean, if you give me
The problem right
drawing-
now is the supply chain.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you give me the drawing, we'll just buy stuff, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
can do it this summer. Put some stuff in there.
yeah, I
Form a
don't,
committee,
yeah.
you, Steve, get on the committee, and let's put a bid out to purchase something, and then, yes, but let's put a bid out to purchase something, and then, we could just keep adding to that.
Right. Right.
And if you want that rubber, just let the committee decide on that.
That's it, I'm done, thank you.
Okay, so you and Al are on that committee. You want to pick other people?
Well, if it's under 20,000, you don't have to put a bid out.
You're really not gonna find anything under 20,000. It's just from the little work that we did with the company
Okay.
who did give us a bid.
Okay. And we do have some funds available, and then there's some donations too. Isn't there a little pot of money or something somewhere?
Somewhere.
Somewhere. We'll
Somewhere.
find it. Let that committee work on it. Mr. Parola?
Yeah, I just want to, I'm just thankful that Nick's okay and he's coming back. So I just want to thank Pops and George and Brodus for covering. They did a great job. It was like, they always do. And Kelly down here, we never have any problems.
Oh, jeez.
So, I mean, it's a truth. But we don't hear them. They handle, but they do a good job. They handle all the problems, and we don't get to them. So it's really good. I just need to thank them.
So what I'll be asking you for is with the buildings and grounds, we know we have a list of projects. So after the numbers come in for the air conditioner, schedule a meeting. So then we're going to have a budget meeting probably at the end of April. So then we could approve some of those items. The board would have to, okay?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have the air conditioners. We're gonna get at the new gym floor this year. So everything's moving. It might take a little time, but sometimes you need that to get the best price.
Okay.
And we still haven't identified what was the blockage in Nick, but we're looking at it.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Parola, Ms. Paglione.
I just want to say I had the pleasure to attend the National Honor Society last Wednesday. We inducted 13 students into the National Honor Society, which is excellent, and it was a wonderful event. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Paglione. Mr. Poliafco?
Just want to wish Nick quick and speedy recovery. I'm glad he's feeling better and back on his feet. Thank Kelly for your reports, Dr. Davis, all your work, as usual. Thank you. I'm good.
Mr. Steltner?
I'm just looking for everyone to come out and enjoy The Little Mermaid in a couple weeks.
Yep.
The kids, Mr. DeLuca, his assistant Maddie, all the kids, they're putting a lot of work into it. A lot of community members, parents helping out on the weekends, putting long hours in, and looking forward to a great 3 days show.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Steltner. Dr. Davis?
Yeah, I'd like to echo what Ms. Paglione indicated. I also attended the National Honor Society. I know with Steve and John, okay, Ms. Moyer. Pops was sitting at our table, Brianna. Okay? I ain't forget to see, she's coming in there.
That's on the
okay? We had a good night, but two things. One, our kids who are going away, excellent job. Okay, we have one student waiting to hear from the University of Penn at Princeton. Also, I want to give Debbie and the counselors credit too, because they did a good job in the presentation and recognizing our kids at this event. And it was packed. Parents and grandparents supported our kids, and you know what? They look good. Okay, and those who were there would attest to that fact. So I was happy to see that. Also, I was going to plan because I think the bocce ball has hit Bristol High School. The kids love it. And what I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to talk to the coaches and see if we can find a way to maybe have some kids be invited to meet the board and make a presentation and just talk about that, because that's growing into a very competitive athletic event, and the kids take it very, very serious. Okay, so I'm going to talk to those coaches. I think those kids that would come, I think you would enjoy it because they are very serious about that activity. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Mr. Hauser?
Just good to see everybody again, and everybody have a safe evening.
Mr. D'Angelo?
I'd just like to kind of follow up on what Dr. Davis is saying, and at the National Honor Society, our staff, they did a really good job, and you know, when you look around, what you're saying is, it's a winning formula, right? It's the kids, it's their teachers, a lot of teachers came, and a lot of parents and grandparents and friends. And there it is, pretty simple, right? So, going along with our play, we have the dates. I would hope, because I go to them every year and it's great. One of the things that's kind of sad, it's hard for the kids to look out and just see the first 4 or 5 rows. So let's promote it. We've got, what, about 2 weeks to go? Let's all make a commitment to go, and let's all promote it. And my point would be, if anybody in the public would like to go, please, you got plenty of days. It's 2 nights and an afternoon matinee. So please, get out there and support it, because it's the same winning formula. It's kids, parents, students, and their family and their friends. So please, please, if you can, go there. I'll go twice. See you.
That's a good point. Maybe, Dr. Davis, we could drop some passes over at the Grundy Towers. Some of the seniors there.
Yeah, let the district pick up the cost of anybody who wants to go from the Grundy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the tickets, like maybe $10 or not even, right?
I'll find out, okay.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, and also, you
That's a
know,
good idea.
there's a group of people we never include as like the crossing guards. Like maybe give them a couple of tickets each. They don't get too many benefits, you know, being out there in the cold, the rain and all of
yeah,
that.
could I just add one thing? Like, so this kind of leads me to basically what we're talking about. What they do at the IU is they say, it's called the Caring Community Awards, right? And what the teachers do, or they'll pick, or a principal could say, you know, that guy really comes every day, or he's here helping out, or he's a volunteer, and these are the kind of things you could do. You could say to honor them, right? Maybe bring them in, honor them, and say, hey, you get a free passes to go see the play. You get to come to the basketball games.
There you
Just
go.
little things that don't cost anything,
Yep.
but to honor them. So I'll follow up with Nick and Kelly on that. And
a good idea.
we probably won't get it rolling in time for the play, so still come out for the play. But it's a good thing. And like you said, David, those crossing guards, you know what I mean? Think about it.
Well, let's-
The
let's-
first thing the kids
why
see
don't-
every day.
Why don't you have a little committee and narrow some people down that, and like you said, we have volunteers here in the school, don't we? We have a few in the library or something. I don't know, at the high school. Let's present them with something, letting them know, and then that helps. That's a good idea, yeah, so work on that with them.
I will.
Okay, so you done, Mr. D'Angelo?
Yes.
Yeah, so just about the bocce ball thing, me, Mr. D'Angelo, and Mr. Parolo, and Dr. Davis, that was an exciting match. It came down to the last ball.
Yeah.
I don't get to see too many athletic events, you know, with my work schedule, but I did get to see that match. And let me tell you what, it was very, very exciting, right down to the last ball. So, yeah, that would be nice. I mean, you know, next year I'll retire, maybe I'll get to see some more things. Other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'm motion.
Mr. D'Angelo, second by Mr. Cullen. Meeting adjourned.